You have asked for it, and asked for it, and asked for it. We are finally building the ultimate PS3 today. And that's not entirely just because the store's shutting down and we won't be able to do this video after the shutdown, and it's sad. So, you might notice, this PS3 that we're starting with looks a little different, right? A little different color, a little bit of a different language on it. This is a Japanese 80 gig PS3. Now, generally speaking, the very best PS3 you can buy is the original 60 gig model, the fat one, which had that full backwards compatibility. You're talking PS1 games, PS2 games, and hardware. This actually has all of those same features, except that it does software backwards compatibility for the PS2 games. Most importantly, I think it looks a lot cooler. Is that a real DualShock?
Wait, that's a DualShock?
Wait, yeah, it's a DualShock 3. Wait, hang on a second.
Wait. Hold up, wait. So if I remember correctly, because not all the 80 gigs have backwards compat. So I think if it came with a DualShock 3, I didn't double check it, but I also thought I read the right one, but if it comes with the...
Are you saying that we're 17 seconds into building the Ultimate PS3 and this is not the Ultimate PS3 already?
I do want to, however, make it up to you.
Okay.
I have my collection of PS3 and PS2 games.
Okay.
PS2 games won't work, but the PS3 ones will.
Well, yeah, I hope the PS3 games work on the PS3, Ken. That would be really helpful. Why is your Amex in here? Did you forget your credit card?
That was where the lost card was.
You lost your credit card in here? Wait, why did you put your credit card in here?
I have no idea.
Can you imagine a worse start to this video? And that is minty. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that.
Japanese market PS3, they take care of their consoles, especially the ones that you buy online.
All right, you know what? Even though this might not be the PS3 that we were looking for, and you lost your credit card, it's a nice looking system. I gotta say, it's a nice looking system. So with our 80 gig white PS3, the next step is simple. Let's upgrade it, shall we? To make our PS3 just a little bit more ultimate, we have more terrible cooling fans. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Every build in the Ultimate has to have some useless fan. This is gonna look like there's like something stuck on the PS3's teeth. Oh, gross. Look at that. Look at that. Ah. This, my friends, is a little thing called an SSD. Now, while yes, inside the PS3 we may have a mere 80 gig hard drive, the thing is you can actually easily upgrade the PS3 hard drive. I've actually never done this before, but that's actually one of the things that I'll give Sony props for. They've always made it easy to upgrade. Pretty much every PlayStation that has had a hard drive, you could swap it out. So there is a limit, right? You can't just put anything inside the PS3. But I believe it only supports, it's either 500 gigs or it might do 1 terabyte. I guess we'll find out. But for now, we have a 480 gig SSD, which I think should be a massive improvement over the 80 gigs inside. See, we're thinking ahead here. That is dead simple. That took like 2 seconds, it's 1 screw. So many people have asked us to build the Ultimate PS3. I mean, we've done the Ultimate PS4, the Ultimate Switch. We even did the Ultimate 360 a while ago. Oh, look at that. With our SSD on the caddy, we should just be able to drop it right into place. And it clicks, and then we use our final screw, and there we go. We've got 480 gigs of flash storage inside our PS3. Let's see if this thing actually boots up now though, because that actually might be a slight problem. We may need to reinstall the drive. This is a 8 terabyte WD Black external hard drive. Now this is more meant for like a PS4 or an Xbox One. I actually don't know what this will do for the PS3, because you can't install games on the external hard drive, but you can like copy a game over to it. You just can't run it from the external hard drive, right?
I think there's some game data that you can transfer, but the cool thing about the PS3 was that it was a really good media machine, so you could play lots of videos, music.
Oh, yeah. I wonder though, there's no way the PS3 is gonna accept a full 8 terabytes, right? Oh man, that's a big chungus. That's a humongous chungus, as the kids say. All right, take it back. This is the humongous chungus. Well, I guess there's nothing else for it. What's inside this box? Monitor stand? the PlayStation TV? Or the 3D TV? Ken, you actually had one of these, right?
I did. I used it as a computer monitor in college.
This seems like an excessive amount of packing, but hopefully it arrived. Wow! Look at this. Look how well packed this is. This is great. I can kick this around the room right now.
You're not done yet?
I'm not done yet. It's still going. And there's cardboard. I will say one thing. This is a device which is incredibly difficult to find in 2021 because the PlayStation 3D TV was notorious for failures. Probably because they really pushed this technology beyond what it was comfortable with. You really couldn't find 240 hertz displays back in 2010, 2011. And therefore, the vast majority of these PS TVs are dead now at this point. Supposedly, this one is working. I will believe it when I see it. All right, let's fire it up. Does it work? Looks fine to me. Look at that. All right, well, I think it's time. Let's plug in our ultimate PS3 and see what happens. Hopefully, some combination of all of this actually works. I like that noise a lot. Hey! It even defaults to English? What the hell? The system software cannot be run correctly. Obviously, there's nothing on this SSD. It's never been formatted or anything like that. Okay, we'll be right back after we install an actual operating system on our PS3. And so, my friends, the ultimate PS3 is alive. I like how we jump into the store and like, hey, why don't you go buy yourself a PS4? I think they're a little bit behind. Obviously, we're using a DualShock, and that makes sense. But because this was a Japanese model, the X and the O have been flipped. So I hit O to enter instead of X, which is a bit of a mindfuck, I'm not gonna lie. You mean Black Ops 3 for PS3? They still made all the way in Black Ops 3? Damn, man.
I love how COD 4 is still 20 bucks.
CSGO? There was CSGO for PS3? What the f? Of course I wanna play that. It doesn't even work online anymore, does it? Whatever, I'm absolutely doing that. 15 bucks, sold. We're saving these games from the sands of time, okay?
It was a good time to give us a brand new update
And
for
it's
the
a great
console.
time to finally
What
give
are
a
you
PS Ready
doing?
shout out. So Jimmy's been running for the last couple of months an excellent PlayStation-based content channel called PS Ready. Jimmy's going to be giving away a PS5 to a random person who subscribes to the channel. So what are you waiting for? Go check out PS Ready. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna continue to build a PS3, but I'll leave this with you and good job.
Thanks.
Keep making good videos. I enjoy watching
This
them
is
every once in a
empty.
Okay, now that we've got a few games downloaded, let's actually see what all we can do on the PS3. Wanna listen to Spotify? There's Spotify on the PS3. Come on, we gotta play CSGO, right? Quick match, offline with bots. Let's do offline with bots first, just. Wow. PlayStation Move! Oh, you're not gonna make me play CSGO with PlayStation Move, are you? So if you're not familiar, PlayStation Move was very much the Sony equivalent to something like the Wii Remote, right? It was a way to get some motion controls into the PS3, which certainly was not designed to incorporate it. So to make PS Move work, we also have the PSI, spelled EYE, in case you're curious. And this is essentially a webcam that would help to track the lighted dot on the end of the Move controller. Oh, look at that. Okay, so our PSI is now working in a flawless capacity. This camera looks pretty good, right? Okay. Oh yeah! Yo! Wait, how do I move? Whoa, whoa, okay, calm down. Oh my God, okay, I'm gonna double fist it. I'm double fisting, oh, that's so sensitive. Okay, wait. I don't think I'm the most competitive I've ever been with a PlayStation Move controller. If only I had a better controller that would actually be useful. Was that a DualSense? What do I need a DualSense for? Does the DualSense work with the PS3? It just works! Are you f***ing kidding me? You just plug the DualSense in and it just works? What? What is this? Oh, these are the glasses for the TV, aren't they? This is not any ordinary TV. You need the very stylish PlayStation glasses. Don't I look like I'm from 2021? 3D activate. Whoa, hello. All right, let's try a game first. Oh, wow, that's some 3D right there. Also, can I just say that the Dualsense is working in this as well. Yo, that 3D is legit. Definitely a little bit of ghosting I see on the display, although part of that is just the reflection of the room around me. But there's certainly a major difference from, in the glass is what I'm seeing, with like my hand in the gun and everything else, right? There's definitely a couple of layers here. This feels pretty damn ultimate to me. There's clearly nothing that's gonna improve this setup, right? Like this is peak PS3. What are you reaching, what are you reaching for back there, huh? What's that? What is that? Electronic material, don't drop or crush. Austin, we'll be keeping an eye out for if it's to be featured on YouTube. Thanks, Nick. Who's Nick? What is that? I mean, it's well packed, but like, is this a stand? Okay, so we've got a power adapter. Is it a little display or something? Do you know what this is? I actually don't know what this is.
That is what I believe is Sony's first consumer OLED.
This is an OLED? Wasn't it like $5,000? It's just something absolutely ridiculous for an OLED that's this small. Am I tripping? How much did we pay Nick for the LG OLED Otronic 5000?
900 bucks?
$900 for this little display? The OLED itself is very thin, right? So the actual panel is really small here, but all the guts are in the base, right? Including a speaker and I'm sure all kinds of other nonsense. So we've got a headphone jack, we've got a cable, or we've got a standard coax. We've got a coax, we've got a memory stick, power in, and 2 HDMIs. So we're gonna swap out the PS TV for this tiny OLED. All right. Who bought this at $5,000? Why would you buy something so small? I'm excited. Goodbye, PlayStation 3D TV, which actually looks good and has cool 3D features. Let's experience the OLED future that is still expensive in 2021. All right, Nick gave us the remote for it, which is also a very thin, cool remote. OLED digital TV. I mean, I gotta say, this remote looks exactly like what I thought the future should be in 2007. I will definitely say that. Power. All right, we're looking at static, but that static looks really good. I mean, look at that, right? Look how thin that is. I mean, it's not surprising, right? I mean, even in 2021, that's still really impressive because realistically, OLED is still as good as it gets. I mean, sure, OLEDs have gotten bigger and higher resolution and all this kind of stuff. The contrast of this display, even though it's only 540p or whatever, still looks incredibly impressive today. Woo! Yo! Okay, so what you're seeing on camera right now, the screen flickering, I do not see that with my own eyes. So that's just purely the way that the camera is like sort of clashing with the refresh rate. In person, this looks every bit as good as like a modern laptop with an OLED display, right? I gotta jump into this. Dude, you think this is bright? It's at 50% brightness. Wait, let's crank it. Woo! That is so ridiculously bright. I bet you can't even see that on the camera right now. Right? I like the fact that someone spent $1,500 on this like back in 2007 and yet it's still worth like $1,000 today, right? It really goes to show how ahead of its time it really was. I mean, this is absolutely more of a novelty, right? But what is building the ultimate PS3 if it not a bunch of novelty with old PlayStations and hard drives and controllers and like, man, this is me in my happy place. If you can't tell, this is me in my happy place.